tracking moving company nightmares.
Why is it you estimate low and charge high? Why does that keep happening over and over?
Picking up your stuff.
Okay, something weird's going on here with our trackers.
But are they picking your pockets?
Our stuff kind of went MIA. Our quote that we had been estimated increased more than $20,000.
$20,000.
How to fight back and get your stuff back.
I'm not gonna give up.
They shouldn't be doing this.
Makes me cry because I feel for these people.
This is your marketplace. Marketplace is on the move. Boxes full of what our movers will expect.
All right, here we go.
And something they won't. We've got these trackers. Gonna turn it on, put it inside, hidden one of our boxes. See what happens. Where will they take it? Will they weigh it? We're tracking these movers because we're hearing rip-off stories from you. Companies that pitch one price, then inflate once they've got your stuff. So they plan to charge us $1,500 to move it. But they also say that we will pay based on how much it weighs. If it weighs less, we pay less. Or so they say. As our hidden camera team watches the movers arrive,
Turn left to Highway 400 North.
we're hitting the road to Owen Sound.
Hi, Sherry. I'm David.
Hi, David.
To hear about Sherry Watson's mess of a move. She hires Safebound Moving to move her 4-bedroom house from Brampton to Sudbury. But that was 7 months ago.
Our stuff kind of went MIA.
Safebound estimates her move at £6,000 based on what they call an industry average. Later, they invite her to fill out a spreadsheet that updates the tally. Without it, they say, quotes cannot be guaranteed.
They had sent a thing which we were unable to open.
So she sends her own list. Moving day ends up stretching over 3 days.
The first day, they gave me the option to go to the weigh scale. They said they had overloaded the truck, and if they went there, they said they would make them take the stuff off of the truck and throw it out there.
So she agrees to a new weight estimate, or flat rate.
They said, okay, sign here, and I thought he had done me a huge favor by knocking it down so they didn't have to throw out my things.
By the end, Safebound's weight estimate goes up more than 500%. And only, she says, when they have all her stuff, does the cost jump from the original estimate of about $2,000 with tax.
Our quote that we had been estimated increased more than $20,000.
$20,000.
They're now demanding 11 times the original quote. What did you think?
I was in disbelief at first. I was convinced that it was a mistake. Somebody hit the wrong numbers in the keyboard.
But they had your stuff at this point.
They had our stuff at this point. All I got was invoices and a demand to pay, or they were going to destroy my things. I think it's a complete scam. I mean, how you can grossly underestimate something like that is just beyond me.
But Safebound says Sherry's agreed to the charges, and she was told the cost would increase because she had more stuff than they expected. Sherry sees it differently and refuses to pay, leaving her to live without her stuff in an RV for months.
And this is coming on top of what?
Was diagnosed. Sorry. I can't even say it. But I do have a terminal cancer.
Sherry believes they're holding her belongings for ransom.
Our whole lives are in there. There's some very important paperwork that we need to take care of things that we need to. You know, they stole my summer away from me that I could have had with my family while I was healthy.
That's tough. It's tough to say out loud.
It is very tough.
Sherry found her movers online, and we are too. Several quotes come in for our 1-bedroom apartment,
All right, your quotes will be emailed to you shortly. Great.
ranging from about $900 to about $1,400 taxes in. Safebound Moving doesn't bite, but Roadway Moving does, and our digging shows a connection. Both companies have the same director, and the language on their websites is nearly identical.
Hi there.
Hi.
Good, how are you?
On our moving day, Roadway's team of 2 is courteous and careful.
What packing with you?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So, good packing?
Organized, yeah.
Yes.
They first estimate 1,000 pounds based on what they again call an industry standard. When we send our list, that changes to 3,000. But once everything is loaded, out comes a new contract and a new weight.
Can you write here 4,000 and your signature? 4,000 means flat rate. You see the pound, flat rate. 4,000 pounds.
4,000 pounds? Based on what?
I think you don't understand. Come on. You confirm it's a one bedroom. Office, we are charged for one bedroom minimum 5,000 pounds.
That's strange. We were told the minimum charge is 1,000 pounds.
I give for you 1,000 pounds less.
As they leave, our undercover producer doesn't know the final cost. Lawyer Rocco Scocco is hearing a lot about moves these days.
Everyone who comes to me with this complaint about a moving company, they say, how is this company able to continue? And I said, our laws are not in place to do anything about it, except through the courts.
And more than 30 people who feel ripped off by various companies have come to him just in the past year, including Sherry.
And their theory is that they got her to agree to a flat rate. Her stuff's already in the truck. What is she going to expect it to do? To tell them to unload the truck after spending a whole day of lifting? It's a high-pressure situation, so she was not able to renegotiate.
Rocco and Sherry will make that argument in court as they fight to void the moving contracts. In Nova Scotia, Ardalan Garagosli is fighting too over his move with Safebound from Toronto to Halifax.
We had a nice Persian rock, so I had to buy this on Kijiji. Most of the stuff you see I had to buy on Kijiji, which cost me a lot.
He and his partner make the trip, but their furniture doesn't.
We didn't know this stuff are not gonna make it, so we would just hold on to paper cups. They showed up very late, and then they take their sweet time to move this stuff. And everything you see, I bought it new.
He's quoted $483 with tax for 1,000 pounds. Again, they call it the industry average and send an inventory list too. Their fine print says if Ardalan doesn't fill it out, it'll be a flat rate. But he says no one explained that to him.
So only once they have your stuff in the back of the truck, you have you sign something that says what?
It weighs more.
A flat rate of 2,950 pounds.
In Toronto, I live in a big condo, and there's a lot of moving happening, and they're very specific with the timing. Like if you have 2 hours to move, you have to finish moving. So I just sign anything just to get rid of them.
That new contract leads to a new bill, $2,849.30, almost 6 times the original estimate.
Do you feel like you've been scammed?
I've been scammed.
Ardalan doesn't pay and plans to go to court. He's filing a complaint against the movers with Ontario's Ministry of Government and Consumer Services.
I'm not gonna give up. It's not just about my stuff. I don't want anybody to experience what I experienced, so I don't want other people to fall in the same trap.
And get this, Ardalan's invoice isn't from Safebound, who he hired. It's Roadway Moving, the company we've hired.
Hello?
Hi, am I speaking with Amanda?
So how's our move going? Just hours after pickup, Roadway calls with a new price.
It would be $32, $34, and 65 cents.
They now want almost double their original quote.
This is a lot more than what I was quoted.
Pricing based on what they call a 4,000 pound flat rate. What they don't know? We weighed it first. We know it's really a third of their flat rate claim.
We have 1,280 pounds.
We could bust them right here, but we want to see what happens next.
I really need this stuff by tomorrow if I'm gonna send this amount.
Roadway says if we pay, they'll stick to the plan for next day delivery. But when we arrive at the destination in Sudbury, the movers have a surprise for us.
Hello?
Hey, David, it's Caitlin.
They want to reschedule the move till a week from today.
A week from today? But today's supposed to be moving day.
They said
Because they didn't get the payment right away, that they've had to reschedule, and that's the soonest that they can come.
and I pushed back a bit because they actually did get both of the payments yesterday.
Meanwhile, different movers are coming to Sherry's rescue. Her lawyer arranged to have them get her stuff back from Safebound storage facility. What they find on the inside?
It's disgusting, man. Rat shit everywhere in here.
Doesn't look professional at all.
They can't even get into these other bays to see what is what, but they look jammed.
One of these movers describes what he sees.
I've been doing this for 20 years. I've never seen anything like it. And it was, quite embarrassing to be part of this industry, actually.
After so long, without so many important things, Sherry is hopeful as the trucks pull in. She's hunting for keepsakes and her son's adoption papers.
There's 2 boxes literally that I need to find in this haystack of stuff.
Sherry sees damaged items. She's not even sure everything is here as the truck empties.
My daughter's jewelry.
Can I ask what it is, Sherry?
It's my daughter's confirmation jewelry and her baptism jewelry so it's very special to me.
There's no easy way to put this. Sherry is dying. Before she is gone, she needs her son's adoption papers.
This is the one box that I need to find, so
And no sign of it.
no sign of it. So I'm a little disheartened.
The most important thing may be lost. Our moving truck is on the move.
They seem to be heading back to Toronto, back to their warehouse. Can't explain that.
Sorry about that.
They charged this young woman a lot more than they said they were going to charge her.
This is your marketplace. In the darkness, the marketplace team gets an urgent alert. Our moving truck is on the move.
Okay, something weird's going on here with our trackers. 5:37 a.m. Yeah, look at that. They're just a little more than an hour away, so we better get to the locker now.
We catch up with Roadway Moving in Sudbury.
Oh, they're Tim Hortons. Yeah, there they are.
We're tracking them to keep tabs on their ETA.
All right, we're just like right behind it.
A week after they picked up our stuff before almost doubling the estimated price of the move and delaying delivery. As the sun rises, we don't know what they're doing. Okay, so we are watching the truck. It's sort of directly below us right now, either doing another pickup or delivery. 2 hours later, they hit the road.
They've missed the turnoff for where they're supposed to deliver our stuff to. Instead, they seem to be heading back to Toronto. Can't explain that.
We follow for 80 kilometers when they disappear.
Can't quite see them right at this minute.
Where's the last place you see them there on the map?
It looks like they've stopped.
They've pulled into a hardware store lot.
Looks like they're heading toward Noelville?
45 minutes later, they're on the move again. Pull up to this house in Noelville. Start unloading into the garage. It's not our stuff. They're moving this woman, Darlene Sherrington. As we watch from a distance, a big surprise, the police arrive in unmarked vehicles. The movers don't seem to care. What just happened?
Behind us. I don't know where they are.
We catch up with Darlene later.
Before he started to load up, he had this form, and he said, okay, sign here, sign here, sign here.
That contract changes her industry standard quote for £1,000 to a flat rate of $4,000. It means they won't go to a scale.
On the highway, going down to Noelville, I get a call from the girl at the main office, wherever they are. She says, your bill now is $3,029.
More than double what she's expecting.
If it's not paid, we can't send the guys over with the truck.
Do you think you've been taken advantage of? Can you afford to be taken advantage of?
No. because I had to ask my new husband to dish out $2,000 to pay for that. And that was not fair. They shouldn't be doing this to older people or even young people.
They're older Canadians. They're on a fixed income.
Nancy Irvine of the Canadian Association of Movers worries what might have happened.
If they didn't have it, their stuff would be in a dumpster somewhere or in some storage unit.
Neither Roadway nor Safebound are members of her professional group, but she says she hears about them repeatedly.
How did the police get involved?
My husband turned around and said, no, he says, I'm calling the cops.
What did the police say to you?
They said, well, it pretty well looks about exactly what there should be in there.
Are you saying the police believe the movers?
Hours after they told us to expect them, they finally arrive at our storage unit.
Hello. How are you? Good.
Which side?
So it's just right, it's that one right, just down there.
They start unloading the truck. We're here, hidden cameras rolling,
Ooh.
and seeing what they've smashed.
Sorry about that, I didn't see that.
I question them about our secret move.
They charged this young woman a lot more than they said they were going to charge her. A lot more.
How much?
They charged her more than $3,000. They said this stuff weighs 4,000 pounds.
No way.
No way it weighs 4,000 pounds? I don't think so.
Honestly, I've been working for 1 month here, but for my previous experience, I wouldn't say 4,000.
So in the beginning, we get this quote, they say 1,000 pounds. And then they say, well, actually, you filled out this inventory form, a little more than 3,000 pounds. Then they come and they say, oh, well, we'll give you a deal, 4,000 pounds.
That's all part of it. They want to get you so confused.
But we're not confused because we know the exact weight of our move, 1,280 pounds.
It's just ridiculous. And it goes on day after day. And they're not the only ones. Roadway is not the only one.
No, they aren't. Remember Sherry, who used the related company Safebound? Her bill jumped from $2,000 to more than $20,000.
Oh yeah, and that's the stuff from the backyard.
The movers say Sherry had more than expected. They claim 36,500 pounds in total.
There was gaming chairs up there too.
But what came out of storage is less than half that claim, just 16,240. And Sherry says they held her life hostage for 7 months.
It is very tough. You know, they potentially took away my last summer with my family. There's paperwork in there that I need. There's things that I'd like to pass on to my children. You know, that I want to make sure go to the right places.
Oh my God. Makes me cry. Because I feel for these people.
Why is it you estimate low and charge high? Why does that keep happening over and over?
Everything I give on confirmation emails, and then everything I give on statement to you guys.
Searching for answers, next on Your Marketplace. This is Your Marketplace. We've been investigating moving companies for months, hearing about low quotes, then big bills. There's a lot to follow here. How can they even estimate when they don't see your stuff until moving day? Canadian Association of Movers says that should never happen. There should always be a walkthrough first. Then there's flat rates. We have no idea what these are based on, but in our experience, their flat rate is way higher than the actual weight. And if you charge by the pound with penalties for being overweight, why is it they aren't weighing anything? We're going straight to the source to get some answers. We're outside Safebound Moving's office.
Doan, I'm David from CBC Marketplace.
The company's sole director isn't getting out of his car.
Doan, we're trying to figure out why it is that you repeatedly quote low and then charge high, many times more than the original estimate.
We've been emailing Doan Chelik for weeks. He hasn't directly answered our questions, instead sending a statement saying he values his customers and promising a full review of operations. Chelik's name rarely appears on moving documents, so we turn to his own public social media postings to learn more about him and track him down.
Can you help me understand this?
I give my statement.
No,
on,
we don't have
email.
answers to the questions.
There is no
Why is
any
it you
further
estimate low
comments.
and charge high? Why does that keep
Everything
happening
is
over
on
and over?
confirmation emails, and then everything I give on a statement to you guys. There is no any further comment.
But
for
many
that.
of your customers think you're running a scam.
I gave you guys the statement. So you guys better check it, read it. You
We
cannot
have
just,
read it, but you haven't
cannot-
answered the questions
you
we've
cannot
asked.
just-
Why do you
I have no
estimate
any
low
other
and charge high? No answers to the questions, once again, that we asked. A great opportunity for him to help clarify why this keeps happening. But no answers.
Not for Ardalan,
I want my stuff back, yeah.
who still doesn't have his stuff. Not for Sherry either, who was charged thousands more than the original estimate. She's been too sick since delivery to keep searching for those adoption papers.
What do you do when the truck pulls up and it doesn't have a name on it and they're demanding that you sign something? You suddenly realize something isn't right.
You're screwed. You know, you can put a halt on it and try and find another mover, but it's really tough. There's nothing we can do. There really isn't, and it's so heartbreaking.
For more on how to avoid your own moving nightmare, check out our website, cbc.ca/marketplace.